Welcome back, everybody, to Total Nonstop Impact Talk for Impact fans, featured right here on the TNI Network. This is Trent Laws, my co-host, J-Bone, Bill, and Mark for just a little bit today. I will tell you why in a second. And this is the Throwback Show, NWA-TNA number 54. J-Bone, 54 episodes as we've done. 54, over a year. We have aged a year while doing these, J-Bone.
Oh yeah, and it's been a blast. I love doing these. I know it was inconsistent over the holidays, but hey, this we're into the new year now. We're good. We're good, guys. So number 54, Mark, you want to explain why you're only going to be here to talk about like one match?
Yeah, so I got caught up battling a leaking toilet for a couple of hours when I was supposed to be watching this.
Yeah,
and then it rolled into dinner time, homework, bedtime, family TV time. I just started it. I only got through the Just Incredible Jerry Lynn match, but it was so freaking good that Trent was like, "We should come on and talk about it." And I said, "Hell yeah, I'll come on and talk about that match." So here I am.
Just talk about that one, and you can go. You can go do what you got to do after that. So,
which is join the chat and listen to you guys review the rest of the show.
Basically, but be a spoiler then. You get it spoiled for you. That sucks. I don't want you to say it's spoiled though.
That's all right. 17 years old. I don't think it's spoiled.
if we're slow enough, it won't be that much of a spoiler.
I can do like Kyle did at Hard to Kill, right? Just watch along with the review.
With the review, basically what he did. Yeah, you're right.
That was practically slow enough, and then he cut out.
And then he just
bailed.
But how you guys doing tonight? What's going on? We were just here Tuesday, so I don't know how it just changed.
Technically, we were here earlier today.
Oh, that's right. We were here. We did broadcast earlier today.
How did it go? I couldn't stay up for it. I fell asleep. How was it?
It was fun. It was nice to have Kyle back, being a scumbag and just shooting. He did say though, Mark, I gotta say, he said he threatened to come on tonight. He's like, I want to come on tonight and just hammer it out with Mark about Taya leaving. And I want to stick it to him. I want to put the pain in his eyes. Yeah, he's like, I want to see the pain in his eyes. And I was like, you know what? I was like, Kyle, save that for Sunday. Save that for Sunday show. Nice to do on the family dinner.
Yeah, there you go. All right.
Something at the family table is what you want.
Well, it's nice to know Kyle's thinking about me in his own time. I love you too, Kyle.
Well, we're going to talk about number 54, guys. Not much else has happened since, this morning. We were broadcasting late last night, early this morning. And then we also did the review on Tuesday of Impact on Access TV, which was probably, in my opinion, one of the most historic episodes ever in history. So we broke it all down. That's on the channel. That's on Twitch. That's on YouTube, on the audio formats. Go listen to that. But this one's throwback. This is going back to the Asylum. This is Nashville, July 16th, 2003. Now let's do the thing we do, gentlemen. The thing we do about where we were in July 16th, 2003. Now I was on Dave's couch watching it and probably ordered some Chinese food or pizza. We chalked up our $9.99 and we ordered it and we were watching it. And so J-Bone, what horrible thing was happening to you at July 16th, 2003? What was going on with you?
Burning down a newspaper I just quit from. I don't know.
Come on, J-Bone. I want you to start making up stuff for me.
Random violence.
That was made up.
All right, fine. All right, J-Bone's boring me today. All right, Bill, what were you doing? July 16, 2003. What event did Bill have a ticket to? That's fine.
Oh, I don't know. It is the summer, a couple weeks before my birthday that year.
Yeah.
There's a good chance middle of the week, unless it's baseball season time.
It is
close to the All-Star. It could be All-Star, Home Run Derby. No, it could have been something like that. I'd have to look back.
Okay.
That was either probably the week before, the week after. That's normally around All-Star time. So I was probably watching that.
Pittsburgh, 2003. So
it was Pittsburgh. Oh, okay.
So could have been something around there, but if not, there could have been a concert. Probably a concert that year. So it was a busy year. Busy year.
Interesting. Very interesting. All right. Well, so Mark, where were you? Were you still in Detroit at this time? Were you a Motor Machine Gun? Where were you at?
No, I was in Houston, watching on the cloned card, working at the law firm, West Chase area, Houston. Probably my poor wife was watching it with me, saying, "Why are there girls in cages?" almost guaranteed. Maybe my friend Dot was over because he would come over sometimes to watch, but it was a Wednesday. Like Bill, I could have been at a baseball game or a concert. Very realistic possibilities in 2003, July. But on a Wednesday, I was likely watching this.
Yeah, it was. Honestly, back then it was a perfect day to do this. There was no other wrestling on a Wednesday. We have a ton now, but there was no wrestling on a Wednesday at the time. It was a perfect.
There's wrestling on Wednesdays now.
From what I understand, it's we're essentially back-to-back days now for what we for affiliations now that we are part of. So, but anyway, yeah. All right, so cool. You were doing that. I was on Dave's couch. J Bone was up to no good. I mean, clearly what you were intending there, J Bone, is to tell us you were up to something bad at this time.
Usually around this time, yeah.
You noticed the stutter there. But anyway, speaking of which, Rex is here, Bill. Just
shout out to Rex.
Yeah. Well, Rex has been here the last couple shows. He has a different name on the Twitch.
Oh,
gotcha. Rex, you're hiding out on us. We were talking about you the other day, Rex. We're saying that we know that for throwback, if nobody watches, at least Rex is here watching.
Yes.
You know that for sure.
Heck yeah.
Rex keep us on our toes.
He's our man on the throwback.
Make sure we don't miss anything.
I think Rex was pissed during December when we skipped a couple throwbacks for the holidays, because of the holiday stuff going on. So I think it might have been upset at us. But hey, we're back. But we're back. All right, so Mark's going to be here. We'll talk the I think it was the first match, right?
Second match.
I'll be here for a couple matches.
Technically, D'Lo's out there first.
That's right. The D'Lo thing is first. Yeah. Second match, and then he's going to cut out because he has to go watch the rest of the show, and then he'll
I'm going to go watch the rest of this show.
Oh, this show. Well, you should have it on and just narrate it through while you're watching on Impact Plus for $7.99 a month. You should go do that. All right, cool.
It's actually not even $7.99. If you get it for the first 30 days, it's free.
It is
free. Yeah, even better.
True. Yeah. Isn't there some kind of discount if you pay for a year in advance?
Yes. Yeah.
What's the discount come to?
I pay by year. I think it's $70 a year if you pay. So you're saving like $14 or something like that.
Okay, it's a little bit of a discount pay for the year.
Yeah, I don't remember.
It's 70 something. Yeah.
I paid for it last year, and then it just like renews. But
gotcha. Okay, all right. So it's you get a little bit of a discount if you pay for the year. I do mine monthly for some reason. Just build it that way. Here we go. Our month for you. Thank you. $71.99 pay for the year. So get a little bit of a break, but very cool. I like Rex here again. It's nice to see you doing throwback again, but give me credit for what? Give me credit for what?
Rex was here for.
He finds all that footage. He finds those YouTube clips and stuff. Those on Russian propaganda websites. Yeah. Those segments that were deleted.
Rex is the throwback Critical Sting. I haven't seen Critical Sting in here either.
Critical Sting. It's too early for Critical Sting. He wasn't born yet. That trips me out though. Like when we talk Impact, like I don't think of it as like there's 2 generations worth of life in this company.
And I'm like, Sting was
he wasn't born. just about.
The greatest use of that soundbite ever.
Critical Dad must have been a Critical Mom, and that's what was happening. Listen, whatever it was, I'm sure it had more fireworks than the Sting announcement that we got on episode 50, right? That's the one where they announced Sting, or 49, which we to this day say is like the biggest like whimper announcement that they gave Sting.
It was. Although even though we don't do news, J-Bone news on this, I feel it because of Sting and another interview with Sting, the long drawn out process. We see Sting on like a show and then he's interviewed for a month here. But it was announced today, Sting is returning to the ring.
Yeah, I heard
just like to put this whole throwback in
perspective here.
Yeah, in perspective here from 2003.
Go ahead.
Sting is going to be in action at the pay-per-view at the end of February, right, J-Bone?
You stole my bit.
Oh, come on. We got to get Bill's news, like a jingle for that now.
No, I'm kidding. No, in fact, I was going to go live after this and do a whole little thing on the news that dropped today.
This is a different market.
This podcast.
They don't come here for the Sting news unless it's 18-year-old Sting news.
Yeah. Man, we're double dipping tonight with J-Bone. That's great. I love it.
What are you doing?
Dude.
A 3 a.m. show tonight?
Yeah, seriously, Jeb, when are you going to go live with this? I mean, we'll try.
Well, I didn't want to cut myself short, so I'm like, I'm feeling pretty good tonight. I got a little bit of energy.
Nice.
We'll do the throwback, and then I'll just set up the show and go live on STP.
And for anyone who might be listening to this archived years from now, the year that we're talking about Sting is about to have a match in is the year 2021, by the way. He's 61 years old. That's the thing we're talking about now. Yeah, just FYI.
I hear it's a street fight also, so you can protect.
Yeah, it's a good call. Good call. No bumps. Yeah. I don't want to see him take a bump.
Mark, real quick, you're wearing is that your new Ace Austin shirt and your new hat?
It is Shop Impact. This is not the new hat. So, okay, I'm not going to drag Shop Impact. But they charged me for my whole order. Only sent the shirts and sent me none of my hats.
Oh, really? I think they ship different things from different places.
Oh, the hats are probably going from someplace else. Like I got all my shirts from California.
I figured that might be the.
I got a notification that my shirts have shipped, but when I hit the link to track it, it says your order's confirmed. I'm like, all right, Shop Impact. Come on, what are we doing here? Oh, is that your box, Bill? Okay, cool.
Yes.
Maybe I'll have mine.
I have not opened it yet, but I have 2 boxes.
Okay.
And I did get shirts and hats. So
how about this? Feel
one
free.
May be in one.
If you want to go live with an unboxing on Twitch, you feel free this weekend. Go ahead and do that. If you're feeling saucy. All right, let's jump into the review. They're getting antsy. They're getting antsy in the chat here. Let's get in the review here, guys. This is a very niche crowd because it's a throwback show.
Rex is going to keep us on track.
Yeah. Let's Armand, real quick. Armand's saying he's like, drag them. They're awful. I'm not ordering. Did you miss your shirts, Jay? I got 2 random shirts because 2 of them I bought were sold out, yet they're still up on the page for sale. I gotta say, there are a lot of issues.
Yeah, it's a size issues. That's where it seems like they miscounted inventory on sizes.
Yeah, but it's just there's a lot of because they drop ship from different suppliers and different warehouses. There's a lot of inconsistency. I heard the Euro store is like top. I've ordered from the Euro store and I've gotten it within days, and their communication fantastic.
Why have you ordered from the Euro store?
There's different items in the Euro store.
Yeah, like Heath still has shirts over there.
They're bringing more stuff back to this one. This is a revamp. Like the DVDs are gone, for example. I need Slam and Bound for Glory, and I can't get those. But the Euro store has like different stuff. They got like items that aren't available. They got different like era logos, all sorts of shit.
I never look at it. I'll have to.
It's worth it, and the shipping is not too bad. It is actually pretty reasonable for what it is. So I don't think it's too bad. I actually do like it. So all right. Anyway, let's jump in. We got NWA-TNA number 54. This is July 16th, 2003, Nashville Asylum. We get a recap to start off of number 53. This is kind of what happened, letting us know what went on. Little, one of those stellar video packages. We get one of those, and I do like this though. The show opened. I know Mark, you cringed this because you texted me about we get JJ in the beginning, but I love when a show opens with that, like in the middle of action, like caught in the middle, like live crowd saw the brawl happen, and oh my god, cameras, get out, forget the video, throw this on, and they're just calling him Legend here, but Joe Legend and Jarrett just brawling. Red and black shirt securities are breaking it up, so we kind of get a little hint of the night. Now this is interesting to me though, guys. I never remembered Joe Legend's like run here at all. Just even having any feature. He's essentially the main event on this show. I never gave him a second thought on stuff. And I was shocked that he had this much of a run. But Bill, did you ever see Joe Legend on the East Coast? He was an East Coast guy. You ever see him anywhere?
He was, but I feel like I missed him. Or if he was on a show, he was not legendary to me. So
yeah.
He may have been there, but I did not pass him the thought. Speaking of passing a thought, I will let you know, because we haven't got to him yet, but we know he has an old school match.
Yes.
Out of nowhere, who follows me on Twitter today?
Who?
Joe Doring.
Joe Doring. Get you a follow? Look at that, huh?
Boom. Our new favorite guy.
Dude,
Joe Doring. I mean, Bill, that means you're over, man. You are over.
Joe Doring. I'm like, yeah.
I mean, doesn't most of the roster probably follow you, Bill?
Not really, but I don't know. couple maybe. But.
Couple do, right? Yeah.
But Joe follow you, Bill?
I like Joe Doring. He just got on Twitter.
Joe Doring, brand new to Twitter.
Which is saying something, because he's from this era almost, pretty much. and it's a lot of them aren't on Twitter.
They are. And it was funny because I don't even think Jarrett knew Joe was on Twitter because he wasn't tagging him for like the longest time. You notice?
I don't think he was much of an active Twitter until recently.
His first Twitter was like right after he joined Impact.
Yeah, he wasn't on for a while.
His Twitter's pretty new, I think.
Yeah, his Twitter. I think this is a new account, so that's cool. You got the follow from Joe Doring. It's pretty nice.
Swinger for some tips.
What's that? Yeah, he should. Swingman took to it as an old school guy who took to Twitter. As a Swingman took really well to Twitter. He's not bad at all.
Daddy.
I'm trying to remember Joe Doring. I'm not sure if he was the guy or what. I thought he was like his like one thing that he hung on to for a while was that he was ranked he had a fun, like he was like ranked at 500 at the PWI 500 one point. I might be remembering
number 500.
I might be remembering that wrong though. I'm not positive.
I think
I'm talking.
Was.
I'm talking. I'm sorry. I meant Joe Legend. Not Doring.
Joe Legend might. Yeah.
Legend. I'm sorry. Legend. But that's what I'm thinking. But I'm looking at Joe Legend's his Wikipedia. He's got a ton of championship history. Like he's been around the world, man. I mean, he gets out there for sure. So
yeah, we'll talk about it. He goes shockingly over in this episode.
He does, and there is a decent run to talk about here. We're going to talk about it because there's one thing that I just looked on his Wikipedia, and I absolutely did not remember this happening. But this is interesting to see. So we'll get to that at some point. But yeah, we get the brawl broken up, him and Jarrett. So it's kind of setting the tone for the night. We go to Don West, who is black on black.
Wow,
he's calling him Johnny Cash tonight.
Yeah.
Sharp.
He looked sharp. Black works for Don West. He looked sharp tonight. He definitely looked sharp tonight.
I totally forgot we were doing that. Yeah.
When the camera cuts to him too, it's like the lights are hitting him perfect, and he's standing kind of sideways.
It is nice.
Really catch Don West, and you could almost see TNA go for like some sunglasses. Just West is shining so bright. He looked good.
Yeah,
Don's the man.
No, Don looked good. He looked smooth, man. I gotta give it to him. He looked pretty.
Can we get Don West back somehow? I don't even care how.
He's been popping up a little bit on Twitter. I've been seeing. He's been coming around. There's a gentleman, Michael. Is it Cevici? He's writing a book on TNA. He's been tagging our account. You see that guy, Jay?
I saw that. Yeah, he's writing a book where he's got interviews or something. Yeah,
he's a former TV executive, I believe. I want to say with Access. I might be wrong. He's been tagging us. I'm going to look into his stuff a little more, but he's writing a book. Like he's got a book deal about the history of TNA, and he just posted today that he did his interview with Don West today. So he's getting a lot of interviews. Like he's getting names in this book. I think they even reached out to a couple people, turned him down. I think Russo mentioned this guy reached out to him. He turned him down for it because he didn't know he was also, but. So, there's going to be some, you're getting some players. If he gets TNA in this book, you got two major guys, Borash, you get some names in this.
There's no way he gets to Borash, right? Borash is bleeds up north now.
Well, here's the thing with Jeremy. From what I understand, Jeremy Borash does stuff for NASA too on the side. When he's not doing NXT stuff, he's doing NASA stuff. So he's kind of got because he's not a contracted talent. He's an employee. He's an office employee. So he kind of do whatever he wants in his free time. I can't imagine he can't just do an interview for a book, about the history of his life. So
it's not like he has a Twitch or something.
Come on.
True. Let's not be crazy.
Third party media.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll tell you what though, he has the killer line of all killer lines. Yeah, I do a little work for NASA on the side.
Yeah.
Frosted tips and that line still gets you in.
Gets good, man. Gets you in the door.
Is that Borash's gimmick?
Basically, that's what it is now. They announced that D'Lo and AJ tonight will be with some stipulations: 2 out of 3 pinfalls, and not tonight. The next week. Sorry,
next week.
It's going to be 2 out of 3 pinfall submission, and if a third one's needed, it'll be a ladder match. So they're setting up next week for the title, and so then D'Lo comes out with the microphone, super over. Am I crazy? He is fucking crazy over here. Like mind-boggling. I can't believe they never gave him the belt.
Since day one that he walked in the door, though, he's been crazy over.
And let's not forget the pop. And Mark, you'll see when you get that part. The pop at the end too, in the match, like it boggles my mind Bill, that they never gave him the title.
No, it's crazy because from his debut, and this is when a lot of guys were debuting in the company.
Yeah.
And he by far, and we're talking bigger than Legends too. We're talking bigger than a Dusty Rhodes, bigger than the Road Warriors, bigger than Road Warrior pop.
Dude, I'm telling
D'Lo
you.
Brown pop. Down with the Brown pop.
It does not get enough credit.
Yeah.
It's a huge pop.
It is a huge pop.
Extremely over.
It shocks me, but not in a negative way. It's just because I never watched any of his Attitude Era stuff. So this is technically my first run I'm seeing him in, and I love it. It reminds me of like a classic version of like a generation before, like Willie Mack kind of character, you know. I love it.
Yeah, like a real relatable kind of guy, like a guy for the people who they love. Yeah, dude, he's super over. Challenges Sonny Siaki tonight and says if he wins this match against Siaki, he wants 5 minutes with Vince Russo. He's like, I'm not gonna wait. I don't want to wait on this. I want to know what's gonna happen. So let's start this match now. Siaki comes out with Trinity, so they basically shift the Trinity full time now. Shifted with Siaki. That's it. So at this point, I'm thinking it's around this point where Desire. This is where she probably gotten pregnant because she does have her and Siaki have a kid together.
Well, it may have been her. I think she got injured first.
Was it? Well, didn't she already come back from the injury? I'm trying to remember that because she was gone with the neck injury. This could be that.
She may. Yeah, it's all around this time frame. But yeah, it seems like she's just now replaced Desire.
But
she got beat with a lollipop. Oh,
take it easy, Jay. Oh, she did, right? She her lollipop at the little thing. But yeah, her and Siaki do have a child. I think this might have been around that time. I'm trying to remember what it was exactly. But so Siaki comes out and they start the match. So I think it's fantastic in the sense like D'Lo's fantastic here. Like he is just energy.
I thought Siaki looked better than he's looked in a few weeks too.
Yes, I do have that down in my notes too. That he, like, I said, D'Lo's fantastic, bringing the best out of Sonny in this. That's what I wrote down.
Good way to put it.
Yeah, I mean, Jay, like, I think like we've been a little up and down with Sonny lately, especially now, like since they're kind of in that loss zone for Sonny. But I think he looks great right about now.
He looks great. It's kind of it's just kind of like a restarting. Like he's still with Russo. But the whole, sex thing is gone. So you got some people branching off and you got some new people coming in. And it's like he's doing the same thing, but there's a different focus on it. So, yeah, it's kind of like a new chapter, It's a new year, new chapter. There's a lot of new rivalries and stuff going on. So, but, yeah, I've always been a fan of his. It just felt like sometimes his momentum stopped for some reason, and now he's got a little push again, because he's kind of squeezing into that main event, being one of Russo's henchmen, kind of protecting the champ, AJ.
Yeah, and I think that's exactly. I think they're hitting that restart button on him a little bit at this point, and I can't really recall what happens to him or where he goes from here. But I thought he looked pretty good. But then, so we do get this. D'Lo does win, so he gets his 5 minutes. 5 minutes alone with Russo later on.
You're going to be down with the Brown for 5 minutes.
Yes, that's what he does. He does say that, right?
Yeah.
He wins because Trinity tried interfering, a little backfire. Well, I wrote that he grabs the mic right away. What did he say? I didn't take a note on this. What did he say in particular on the mic after this? Was there anything of note, or just like I'll see you later tonight or something?
Oh, just like you better get ready, Russo.
Yeah.
Because tonight you're going to be down with the Brown. Just, get the crowd pop.
Get the tagline in there. He has a T-shirt there. He's rocking for a bit, like the notorious DLO. That's what it says on there, I believe.
I think we should add a "What's Trinity wearing" segment to this program to match to what Don West is wearing, because I'm way more interested in what Trinity was wearing.
We're sitting here talking about D'Lo's T-shirt. Look at Trinity's dress. My God,
it was
unbelievable.
It was tight.
Yeah, Trinity. They must have had somebody spray painting her clothes on every week back in the day, because they're just getting tighter and tighter.
Wax on, wax off, J-Bo.
She still manages to get up to the top rope and do a crossbody in that outfit. Awesome,
dude. She does. She's but nothing beats the black dress from like 3 weeks ago. That one was
that dress was insane.
No, that was Goldie later on in this episode.
Goldie looked great.
I haven't got there yet.
I'm telling you, the OG knockouts, man, they do not get enough credit for what they were. I mean, these ladies, man, I tell you, like, I think we got to get Goldie back on here. I think we really need to get Goldie back on. She's a pal, she's a friend.
She was good too,
and she was great. And we got to get her back on with her favorite schwankers, as she called us. Remember what she called the schwankers?
They call it schwankers.
Schwankers.
Mainly J-Bone, but I think all of us.
J-Bone, there was a little more to it, J-Bone.
That was J-Bone Downey Jr. on a different level, schwank.
But we got to get her back on and really talk about this more, about like, we got a campaign for this, like her Trinity, Desire, I'm missing somebody here. Even Lollipop, man, like the cage dancer. These women were the first knockouts roster of Impact, and they're largely forgotten, and it really sucks because that division celebrates itself so much. Like that, I mean, the girls, every era of those girls. Bully Ray today, Bill, did you see this? Bully Ray today put over the knockouts. Like WWE on Fox puts out a tweet like, when would you say the women's revolution started? Bully fucking Ray puts out a collage.
He is invested. I wouldn't say this is him coming to bat for the company.
It still looks good. He is. It
looks good.
He's not wrong.
Know his personal life.
Yeah, I mean, he's invested. He's with Velvet Sky, but he puts out a collage of like 20 knockouts champions. I'm like, and he's just that. And it's like, and you look at the comments on their tweet and everything, and of course you got the defenders like, it didn't start in TNA. It's like, oh, fuck yourself. Damn well women's wrestling wasn't a damn thing before TNA made it anything. Right?
They always gave it more time than any other major TV promotion.
First company to main event it. It main evented women. At first stage,
absolutely.
To this day, we're getting 2 matches, 3 segments.
Yep.
And in ring, we're getting 30 minutes of TV time for our knockouts every single week. Impact TNA has always flown that flag.
Hey, check this out. Armand just found an article about Desire, where she is now, and she was on a weight loss TV show, and there's an article for it. So you guys want to check that out? She talks about being on The Biggest Loser. Very cool. And then Hakeem has his new article out, which we know about. He did plug it, the 10 ladies who predate the knockouts division. This is a very interesting article. Check that out. And I think what we got to do is really start remembering these knockouts, man. Hakeem, definitely get that back out. Let's rotate this article. Tag these ladies because they deserve the shine. Absolutely deserve the shine. I'm gonna retweet that and tag some of the women from that early division.
And over on that other little podcast J-Bone does, he's been reviewing the knockdowns too.
That's right, Jay. Tie that in, man.
It's knockouts month in January over on the old Impact Plus app. So yeah, I've been reviewing some knockout stuff. It's a lot of fun to see who came through back then. I mean, we know the big names, but there's some significant other names that came through, might not have been around as long, but they're other places now, but we got to start on TV in TNA Impact Wrestling. So
that's right. All right, let's talk about the one match that Mark's going to talk about that he's going to take off here.
All right.
So we get like what is essentially almost a send off for Jerry Lynn and Just Incredible. I mean, this has been a build feud. Oh man.
I've been
hard turn. Now I look at these totally differently.
Oh man, I've been rough.
Yeah, but Jerry,
let him bleed out.
Jerry's he's hurt us recently. This week, just a couple days ago, 48 hours ago, he hurt our feelings.
How could you?
But I tell you what, this feud was built for a long time. It was very up and down. They worked hard.
Downs, honestly, in the early TNA Asylum years, this feud was more on the downside.
It just had a lot of weird moments, even though these two had a lot of history and they got momentum, but the feud itself just didn't have that momentum that it needed to have. I don't know what it was. It was just awkwardly booked. But I gotta say, I'm gonna start with Bill. Bill's ECW guy. I'm gonna start with Bill. These are ECW history guys. How fucking great! Talk about this match, man. This had to be the best match of the entire feud, no doubt.
Yeah, no. This match, the chain match, the Russian chain match, that was good too.
Yeah.
But this, like their initial start into this, you're right. Something was missing for it.
Something. Yeah.
And I don't know if that's mainly on. I don't know if it was both of them. Like Justin really didn't connect when he first got there, but now they're going. They're going right now. And they're going right after each other, man. This is a back and forth. They're bloody. They're pinning, knocking each other out. The only problem I honestly do have, I'm not a fan of the finish.
Not a fan of the finish. Okay, well let's talk about this. Why not? Talk about that.
Well, the whole thing is with now we'll get into a bunch of senior official Rudy Charles, but the whole thing is, all right, it's like you get pinned 1, 2, 3, then it's a 10 count.
Yes.
During all the other 10 counts, once the person stood up, it was over to 10 count.
Yes.
But for some reason on the final, Justin was up, but then Jerry knocked him down, and then it was over.
I think I know why though.
They both went down.
It was a double pin.
It was a double pin.
Yeah, it was
still,
whoever was.
They can't handle these stipulations.
That stipulation made the whole match feel, even though it was a fantastic match, it made it feel a
fantastic
little weird.
Match.
Made it feel weird. Like there was
You almost didn't need it at the end. You
didn't need it.
Yeah.
Because you knew that was the finish anyway, because it was a double pin.
Yeah, it was double pin. It was like
shenaniganing. It was too dusty of a finish.
That's where the overbooking stuff comes in, right? Like that's where the people talk about the Russo overbook stuff sometimes, huh? J-Lo's like, did you even need that at the end? The match was it was a bloodbath, total bloodbath. I mean,
it was confusing at first because like the last man standing matches that we see today, every single one that I've ever seen in my history of watching wrestling, which is many years of watching wrestling, I've never seen one where they incorporated a pin into it. So I was confused. I'm like, wait, because every great once in a while you'll see that, like in a ladder match, someone will do a bunch of moves, bunch of their signature moves and go for a pin, and then the ref's like, no, you got to get up the ladder, like reminding him like, oh, like I think I've seen Sabu doing that, because he's been hit the head one too many times, but once I figured out that was what they were meant to be doing, I was like, oh, okay. I mean, I was okay with it. I was just kind of like weirded out first. I'm like, well, why are they pinning? It's supposed to be a 10 count knockdown, TKO, whatever,
Yeah.
But yeah, this was they must have each lost at least a couple pints of blood, and it was early too. I mean, YouTube, apparently YouTube doesn't like the cover of this video either.
Yeah, YouTube already like flagged us for the artwork.
Wow.
Yeah. So I made one earlier in the day. Trent was like, no, you got to make a bloody one. And I was like, oh,
bloody
one.
one.
I might be changing it back. We'll see what happens. So
we'll just do it. But Mark, any thoughts on this since you're going to get out of here after this? Give synopsis on this here.
So same thing with the stipulation. Like on the very first one, I want to say even the official went down to count and had to pull back. It just kind of changed the timing of the match because it was move for move. It was very much like just a classic ECW hardcore match. There were 5 fucking pile drivers in this match.
A lot of pile drivers.
Dude, like that's my favorite move of all time. There were 3 cradles, 2 That's Incredibles. This was the first time, if I'm not mistaken, we have seen Just Incredible in TNA deliver a That's Incredible the way it's supposed to be delivered. And when he hit it in this match, I actually popped because that's the Just Incredible that I've been bitching about not seeing for these last couple of months. And then in a massive trust fall, there's a That's Incredible off the second rope with no table.
That was scared the shit out of me.
Yeah, I was holding my breath. And he nailed it perfect. It was beautiful. I loved this fucking match. It was cool to put up with this feud. Like the early ones were bad. The Russian chain match was okay. This blow off, even if you haven't been watching along, Go check it out. What's up, J-Bone? What's up?
I forgot the Russian chain match. It cost many rubles to watch that chain match.
Oh, hey, shout out to production for the pre-match cane shot that busts Jerry open the hard way, and they keep showing it closer and closer and closer and in more slow motion. Dude, I was like boiling for like a bloodbath after that, and then they delivered. Good stuff.
In the first minute, he's shattered. He's like totally shattered.
Well, no, this is the pre-match segment. He got busted open the hard way here too, but in the pre-match they were showing when he was tied up. Incredible busted him open with a Singapore cane the hard way, and like it was just such a good shot. I mean, the cane hits and you literally see the spatter open up right away. It's just a nice shot. Good stuff.
It's intense. Go ahead, Jay.
Only criticism.
Yeah.
And we've talked about this before very sporadically for this brand. It's like, you know, when the cameramen are, you know, zooming in on them when they know or maybe they don't know there's going to be a blood spot, you actually catch Just Incredible, peel the tape back. It's an old school, you know, blading thing. You know, you put the blade underneath the tape.
Yeah.
And they actually show him take the blade from underneath the tape and then run past the camera because he got hit in the head off of the steps next to the camera.
Yeah.
Goes down, cuts himself open, and there's like a 1 to 2 second delay. As soon as the camera zooms over, there's already a puddle of blood on the floor. It's like, oh my God, what did you do? Jerry picks him up and they do a zoom in on Just Incredible's face, and he already has blood like everywhere. It's
See, I was worried when he picked Jerry up for the first That's Incredible in the ring. When he picks him up, they're both drenched, and he grabs him, and it looks like he slips. And I thought he was going to drop him from the blood, and then he delivers that killer. That's incredible. But yeah, they were just bleeding like crazy in this match. If you like that kind of stuff, this is a match for you.
The That's Incredible that you're talking about. I know exactly because he wasn't doing this for the first couple. It's when he gets him and he does that spin, that like kind of spinning, almost recklessly, just fucking nailing him in. But he does that like extra half circle. Yeah. And that's the original. That's the old school Just Incredible, where he just fucking he's just drilling him, you know, and like he did it in this one. I'm like, oh man. Then the second rope one was intense.
Well, and it used to look so good coming off like, you know, the Lance Storm super kick into the That's Incredible. Like that was just a brutally awesome finish. That's another show, but man, they had some great finishers in ECW. Total Elimination, Van Terminator. Goddamn.
Total Elimination is one of my favorites. Just for the Joey Styles would say it. Total Elimination. Just shout out.
All right, gentlemen. It's been grand. Sorry I can't stay with you for the rest, but I will be in the chat.
All right, jump in the chat. Keep watching the show, Mark. This is a good one. You'll definitely want to be caught. I want you to be caught up for next week. So
we'll be. All right. See you
awesome. Guys. All right. Thank you, Mark. He's out of here. Give Mark a follow. Mark, he's a Tutaya WO on Twitter. So give him a follow.
It's time for
this is the good stuff.
Yeah, it is. But
treehouse time.
Set it up, Bill. Set up with what this is. This was actually pretty funny. We gotta set this one up.
All right, so we go from that match to see my notes. Oh, we go to the Crew.
Yes. I thought it's funny. I know you were implying Mark, but I was like, you're kind of in the treehouse with these guys.
Yeah, pretty much. Yes, this
is the original Rascals, by the way. You know, and these three
this
is the original Rascals. Go ahead.
They're looking for the meaning of life in this one. They're
at a certain place.
They're at the Nashville Stockyard. Which looks very similar to the area around the asylum.
Well, the asylum's at the fairgrounds, so they're probably right in the back. You know, it's right.
Yeah, they're in the back. They're in the back. And well, they introduce themselves, and Ron is going by Jingling.
He's got the fake teeth in, the Cletus teeth in.
With he's got the teeth. They find a old lady. I believe her name was what was it? Betty Whitehouse or
Betty Whitehouse.
It was Whitehead.
Betty Whitehead. There you go. And they ask her the meaning of life.
She had no teeth, and she was very
they ask her to both smile. Her and and jingling.
This was great.
She said the meaning of life is wrestling.
Yeah. She's the meaning of life is wrestling. And he's like, wrestling? She's like, wrestling. And he's like, well, if there was no wrestling today, you'd be kind of upset. And she goes, oh, yeah. So, like, she was going to the fight
Rex,
later.
Big fan of this segment.
She was adorable. It was like, yeah, all right. It doesn't get more podunk than that. But
yeah, it was pretty podunk, but she was sweet.
They were nice. They were genuinely nice to her. It was a spectacle for anybody down south. All right, smile. Hey, there's a mouth full of no teeth. It's like,
yeah. So we go from that to well, then Conan interviews somebody. Then there's BG interviews a cow.
BG interviews a cow
who's standing in his own.
Yeah, he's like, "What are you standing in?"
It's like, oh no, we out of here.
He's standing his own crap. They call each other pimps. This is a segment of segments here, guys. This is
off the rails. This segment,
but you know what? It's them. It's so genuinely these three having such fun hanging out with each other that it really like 2 weeks in a row now. Last week was a weekend update thing. And then this one, like, it literally is like what we got used to with the Rascals recently. Like, that's what this is. It's goofy. It's got little elements of Rascals, swinger, wrestle housey like goof to it. It's fun. It's a funny deal. So I recommend this. Remember, keep in mind, 3 Live Crew they're one of the early DVDs that Impact put, or TNA put out. Early compilation best ofs. So they have a lot of skits and segments you're about to see. This is early stuff, man. This is good shit. But it was funny. It was just goofy and funny. Quick little shot back to the arena. Jarrett and Legend just brawling, broken up by security again. Just a little touch at like the quarterway point of the show to let you know, hey, their match is gonna happen. There you go. Little Jarrett. Get that Jarrett in there. Next one's really cool though. Next match, J-Bone, set this next one up. This is a classic. This is a classic historical match.
All right, so this is a rubber match for Kazarian and Chris Sabin defending his X Division title. Man, this was insanely good, and I was so excited at the ending until that son of a bitch, Rudy Charles.
Rudy Charles, that bastard.
Screws Kazarian. It's like you could have said, oh, the DDT on the title, didn't even know it was there. It was accidental. It was incidental. Nope. Just completely reversed it. Didn't continue the match, which would have been the proper thing to do.
It's Rudy Charles.
Just completely reversed it. It's like.
It made no sense in that sense. I was like,
you mean after a year of the company where they never did this at all, and now all of a sudden, we're overdoing decisions now?
It was just a weird thing. It's like Sabin brings the belt in, puts it into play, Kazarian just happens to DDT him on it, and he gets the DQ. It's like, well, wait a minute. Now I know they're milking the thing where Sabin keeps finding a way to screw Kazarian. He keeps getting shorted on this title. I get it.
He's screwed Kazarian.
I screwed you, Kazarian. I mean, it was a weak way to do it, though. It was like you could have come up with so many other ways. And
that son of a bitch.
Yeah, Rudy Charles. I swear, watching these over, Rudy Charles. I have no idea how you got by in those years. I don't know how somebody didn't take you out.
Yeah, somehow he's been promoted.
He's been promoted. What's his new name? Dan Engler. Dan something now. That's his new name. I found him on Twitter. I said, it's fucking Rudy Charles. Son of a bitch.
He's been up north for years now. I don't know how many years. So well over 10.
Yeah. We'll get him. That son of a bitch, as Rich Swan would say. But listen, Sabin gets a DQ win, but it's a controversial match because they're really, you could tell the company's high on Kazarian at this point, right, Bo? Like they're investing a lot into the Kazarian story. This is like his 5th match in the company. Tops.
Sabin also was pushed very quickly too.
Big time.
You could tell in this X Division, they're willing to kind of like you impress them in like match 1. You're going to get a push in the X Division from Amazing Red on, really.
That's a good point. That's a really good point because they know where the youth is, and they're like, man, we gotta lock them in early.
Yeah, because you got to remember how competitive it was back then. So if they want steady bookings with these guys, they got to figure out quick a storyline or not.
Jay, it's got to be a trip for you though. You see Kaz on Wednesday nights. You review him now, 18 years later. You know, he's in his 40s now.
He's in a whole nother chapter in his life. This past year, you know, some people just, you know, didn't take care of themselves. Kaz carved himself a whole new Greek god body. It's just ridiculous. And to see him start here and be this good, it's like, how is he this good this early in his career? And Sabin's 21. It's ridiculous.
Unreal.
And they're both incredible and at the top of their game today. It's fun to watch these beginning chapters of these guys and proudly know that they're still around and we're still fans. You know, and this brand, that brand, don't matter. It's great.
Yeah, a lot of this episode was a great example of a lot of guys you still see today on TV.
Crazy.
Impact / AEW. There was what about 5, maybe 6 people that were featured on this show that are featured within the last week of TV.
You got Sabin, you got D'Lo, you know, who's a commentator now.
Shark Boy. Oh wait, not Shark Boy.
Not Shark Boy.
He's in the corner. I'm sorry.
Dan. I mean, there's guys who are active. Daniels.
Well, Daniels. He had a promo in this.
Yeah.
Kazarian.
Yeah.
Kazarian.
Sting.
Stinger's in here too. Easy to think these guys are still going, man. Bill, you've met Kazarian, right?
I'm pretty sure. I'm trying to think of if it was Ring of Honor or I think during Bad Influence. I would think during Bad Influence.
I would imagine he's the nicest guy too. He's a great dude. That's one of those guys where if you ever get a chance, I'd encourage anybody go meet Frank Kazarian. He treats everybody like $1 million.
His wife is insanely supportive of him and always putting over the company he works for. Yeah.
She's great. My all-time favorite knockout. I guess got to put that out there. Tracy Brooks. You know, was a young man in my 20s on Dave's couch.
Pie in the sky. It hit you hard.
It hit me hard. I wish it hit me hard, but I was pining for her as a young man watching these. You know, she was definitely a crush at the time. But you're gonna get more Kazarian, more Sabin. You know, this is coming. This is a feud, and I love the fact that. And you know what? You might even see these two face off at some point during this whole thing going on.
That definitely could happen.
From what Jay, you told me, Daniels and Kazarian aren't really in a big story right now. And if Shelly comes back next taping, you could have some fucking fun here, man. This could be
man, if we get, we're jokingly saying because of what Jerry Lynn did with Tony Khan at ringside and interfered, you know, with Chris Sabin and me, you know, and I said, okay, that the only way you make up for this now is Jerry Lynn, you get back in the ring and you face Chris Sabin. But I will gladly take Motor City Machine Guns versus Kazarian and Daniels.
Oh, dude, in a heartbeat.
Shut up and take my money.
In a fucking heartbeat, you can do it. So I hope so. I hope that's coming.
And I don't care where. I don't care if it's on this front. I don't care if it's on that front. Whatever.
Well, history would tell us where it likely would be. But
yeah,
Skyway Studios. But
yeah, I'd hope so. I hope it happens. But CM Chris says he met them when they were on Impact. Yeah, when their comic book came out, that was I got a copy of that. They gave me a copy of that.
Nice.
All right, let's keep going here, guys. We got this is Scott Hudson's with New Jack and Shark Boy talking about the Harris Boys match coming up. Sharky gives Jack a mask, and Jack says, "You know what, Shark Boy? God damn it, takes a mask. God damn it, Sharky, I'll wear this goddamn mask. You crazy fishbone son of a bitch, and I'll put this mask on." So he says he'll do it, and he threatens the Harris Boys about to kick their ass. He goes, "I don't give a shit about you guys. I'll take you out." What's up, Jay?
The best line of this whole promo, he says, "I don't care what I got to do to get the Harris brothers in the ring. I'll wear a mini skirt and flip flops."
That's right. Yeah.
See, I thought you were going to go with the hemorrhoid.
Oh, yeah,
you were pain in my ass.
Oh, that too, yeah. And he was so
In my ass.
he was so mean to Scott Hudson too. Scott Hudson
deserves it.
He's gonna be the Rodney Dangerfield of TNA.
Bill, you got a lot of feuds going on this year. You've declared war on Scott Hudson 18 years ago here. Well, I still don't know why. So
you know what? I don't know if it was just because he replaced Goldie. To me, he didn't bring much to the table. Empty suit, I'll call him. I'll call him an empty suit.
Empty suit, Scott Hudson.
If anybody should be mad, it's me.
Well, yeah, it's true. That's his girl, but she does allude to that later on in the show. We'll talk about that. So Harris Boys come out versus I call him Shark Jack is what I put on my notes. And you guys noticed this when the Harris Boys were walking out. TNA slyly puts it in former Sports Entertainment Extreme members, and I'm thinking to myself, they really just kind of faded. It's gone. Like it's fully faded at this point. That's it.
Yeah.
I gotta say though, it was a smooth ending to Sports Entertainment Extreme. It was never like we're done, we're turned on each. It's like they just smoothly they peeled away at it for like 2-3 weeks at a time and just they zoned it out. It like completely zoned out by this point. And it wasn't
those t-shirts were already clearance. They were gone by then.
I just can't believe they haven't reissued. Somebody hasn't reprinted them by now. Like if anything, Russo put them on his pro wrestling tees. Like somebody should be printing these shirts. Yeah, just for nostalgia's sake. It should be on. But try being 39 and walking around with the shirts that sex on it. Like, yeah, I'm fucking cool. Go to Walmart or something, buying groceries. Will that be all, sir? Yeah. You try to do one of these numbers. Yep, that'll be it. It's Sports Entertainment Extreme. I swear, it's Extreme.
What a scumbag!
Yeah, it's a wrestling thing. Like WWE. Okay, shut the fuck up.
Get out of here.
But honestly, I gotta say this though. Not a bad match by any means. It was a good pace though, this match. It wasn't a bad match. It wasn't awkward. It wasn't choppy. I actually thought it was a pretty decent match for what it was, especially. It's just real smooth. It goes nicely through. And it's not long. What is it? Maybe 7, 8, 9 minutes tops, Bill?
Yeah, well, it wasn't too long. And I think that's why you're saying it was so smooth, because they didn't waste time. Honestly, I think it was probably less than 5 minutes. It was quick. And honestly, they all did what they could do. Like they didn't overextend. It wasn't a crazy hardcore New Jack match. He had a few spots with the chairs and all, but and the Harris, they just did their power moves, which is kind of what they're there. Because at Sports Entertainment Extreme, in the end, all they were doing was kind of being like jumping in at the end of matches and doing the bomb. They had the H bomb, and that's all they were doing. So that's kind of what they did in this match. They just kind of go back and forth.
It was 5 minutes.
All right, there you go. Yeah, it wasn't long, but that was the right time for this match. Longer, and it would have been an issue probably on this show.
Yeah. It didn't need to be longer. That's like if this was any longer, I mean, you're beating it to death for no reason. But the finish wasn't bad. Jay, we'll talk about that finish. The finish was kind of fun. The whole ending sequence here.
These guys were in and out of the ring the whole match, and it was a little hard to keep track of. But the funniest parts for me, honestly, was when New Jack would do something, and then he'd lift his mask up partway and go "aha," and then put it back down. Or something like that. But yeah, they take out they take out Shark Boy, and then they double team Harrod. They double team New Jack, and they give him that. What do they call that finisher?
H-bomb.
The H-bomb, yeah. Then he ended up giving an H-bomb to Shark Boy too, take them both out. But yeah. But the funny thing was, they unmasked Shark Boy. He's covered up. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So they unmask him. He's covered up. New Jack takes, because we rather mention New Jack's wearing a Shark Boy mask during this match because Sharky gave him a mask. So Sharky has his off. He's covering it up. Jack takes his off, covers Shark Boy. And I love this line. The Harris Boys are beating up New Jack. Shark Boy leaves, and I love Mike Tenay's line: "Shark Boy, fishtails out of here."
I can turn it on anytime, Pat. Come on, no problem.
It was brilliant. He fishtails. He runs to the back. He comes back with the Hulk hands and just starts like nailing the Myers brothers. And I love it. They're selling it.
Oh, they were died. They were getting killed by Hulk hands. I loved it.
The Hulk hands were great. It was goofy. New Jack and Shark. I swear, I cannot believe that they have not put a playlist of these clips up somewhere. It is classic TNA comedy. So good.
I think we were going to get Shark Boy back at No Place Like Home. So I have a feeling like Garrett was ready to go full Shark Boy for like a week on social media.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's taking this time off and staying away from the donuts and maybe
the next
his Hulk hands ready.
To get the Hulk hands, man. Get New Jack on a reunion show. Shit.
Hey. Bombs away.
We get a little sit down. We got a Tenay sit down. This was pretty cool. Bill, talk about this. We get the Tenay and Kid Cash as the guest. Kid
Cash is a guest. This one's interesting because you got the monster, you got Abyss there as well, and he sends him. He's just like, don't mess anything up. So him and Tenay going at it. He doesn't like Tenay's attitude. He never does. I feel like we've seen this script before with Tenay and Kid Cash, and he talks about he's paid his dues. Mm-hmm. He's been 13 years in the business.
Yeah, at this point, 13 years.
Yeah, and he has the right to piss off whoever he wants. And then he talks about Tenay asking him about his lack of respect for women. Then he calls Goldilocks and Trinity working rats.
Yeah, working rats. Oof.
Yeah, because what's he also say? He says it's either who you knew or who you blew.
I mean, he's going all in.
He's going all in right here. And then Tenay calls out Cash for having Abyss there, and Abyss, he gets right in on him. It's sort of like Hulk Hogan and Bob Uecker moment here. And and Tenay's not happy. He looks as angry as he does in our little thing, our little video package here.
Throw that video package up there just so you can see the face. He's making it hard.
You can take this microphone and shove it up your ass.
That's the same face.
It was the same face. He was super Tenay face because Abyss is choking him, threatening, get him off me, get him off me. But the best part of this whole thing, though, aside from that, did you notice the T-shirt Kid Cash is wearing? Anybody notice the T-shirt he's wearing here?
No.
I wonder if Rex caught this. He's got a parody Taco Bell shirt, but the bell's flipped upside down and it says Toca Bowl. And it's a bowl in the font and everything.
That was some second level shirt play right there.
Toca Bowl. This is 2003. And I'm like, who the fuck let that on TV? This is unbelievable. Toca Bowl. Go watch this back. It's incredible. The Toca Bowl shirt. I think I might have screenshotted it to tweet out throughout the week when I plugged the show and I put the old picture, like a little screenshot up. That's going up for sure.
There you go.
That's tagging Cash.
Exactly.
Like, Kid Cash, where's his shirt today?
I'll tell you what, Cash, I have tagged him a bunch because he's a big part of. We can't deny it. The first 50 episode, he is a huge part of
and
TNA.
He makes comebacks. Like he was there in Atlanta, last live audience.
He was. He's not appreciated enough for how much history he's got in the company.
Yeah, he's not considered like those guys that are the lifers. But he kind of was. He was an off and on lifer.
I mean, for the first stretch, for year one, he's a fixture, no question about it. And into year two now, 1 and 2, he's like a ground swell fixture of that company. And then the comebacks.
He makes returns every couple of years, it seemed, throughout the whole history.
And I think I tell you, he needs to. I think he's always been kind of a brash guy. He's a little more of a grizzled veteran, a little harder on the guys. And I think that really has, like, some people get a little scared of him, is what it is. But I think he's great. I think he's a great talent. He's a big part of the company's history, and I would like to be celebrated more because he doesn't get enough shout out for how much he was a part. And this is only Jay. This is only the tip of the iceberg. What you've seen in the year one, Jay, is like this is the year one. there's like he gets involved in some more stories, and there's more coming here. There's like a lot more to Kid Cash about to happen too.
Yeah, and the little bit I've seen from ECW back in the day, I mean, I was a huge Kid Rock fan back 20-ish years ago or whatever it was, the late 90s. And so I gravitated towards Kid Cash, and I've seen the highlight reels of him doing just all sorts of crazy stuff. But I love this run. And if you would have told me anytime in the past that Abyss's debut is tied to someone like Kid Cash, I'd have been like, you're crazy. But this is wild. And I tell you what, Abyss in the background is so distracting, and that's why I didn't notice that T-shirt, because Abyss is.
I think same thing here, J-Bone.
He's checking out the set, like, wow, what is this? It's like a newborn or something, just checking out his surroundings for the first time. Except it's Abyss, so it's absolutely terrifying at the same time.
So, you know he's about to do something, but what?
Yeah, and he slaps the metallic framing in the background on the stage there. And TNA's like, would you control your boy?
Yeah, he looked so huge here too because of because Cash is not a tall guy.
Monstrous.
He looked monstrous, you know, standing up. Those two are sitting down. He just looked like a giant here, and he was a big guy, but damn. Yeah, remember, perspective is everything. 2003 eyes. You know, this was a new big dude you've never seen before. All right, Eric Watts video package, just kind of recapping his stuff, you know, just the delusional Eric Watts as it is. And then we go. It's
very, very fitting by Rex. Delusional.
Yeah. I mean, I took that from Rex in the chat here. He called him delusional as ever. But they go to Watts and Goldie with Scott Hudson, and they're hyping the Eric thing still. Eric will be here next week. They're like, the same Eric from WCW? Yeah, he'll be here next week. So finally we're going to get this here. And Goldie's like, are you sure you're not just the same one? You talk to him still? You're good? And she's like, well, maybe you can get my job back. You know, maybe you can help me get my job back. And he's like, don't get your panties in a wad. And then she says, Bill,
you know I don't wear panties.
Ah. And he feels her up, and he's like, you're right, let's get out of here. That's your woman, J-Bone. That's your woman right there.
Oh no, don't put me in that equation. I mean, I'm a married man.
That's true. Not in 2003 though.
Jiminy Christmas.
Yeah, that J-Bone was free.
I was a married man back then, but I was not a happily married man.
Look out.
We'll leave it at that.
Half her age and twice as hot.
Let's leave it at that. We get Nurse Veronica and an unknown come out and attack the dancers. Bam, just beat up the dancers, the cage dancers here.
Who is this
lollipop?
cheerleader?
Yeah, cheerleader.
It looked like Daisy Hayes for a second. Remember Daisy Hayes, Bill?
I remember Daisy Hayes, yes.
It looked like her for like a split second. I didn't get a good facial shot of her, though.
I did not either, and I watched it today, so I didn't have time to go back to like some slow-mo reconnaissance on this.
Yeah.
Because obviously when you think cheerleader gimmick, the first person in my head is cheerleader Melissa, but that's not cheerleader Melissa.
Definitely not.
I don't know who this is.
I'm looking to see if it's her, and I don't know. At first glance, I saw Daisy Hayes, and I could be 100% wrong, but I mean, man, I used to love Daisy Hayes.
You're not too far off in time frame.
That's what I'm thinking. She was
like
doing a lot of
early Daisy Hayes is in this era.
That's what I'm thinking. She was very new. Like this was like her second year in the business around this time. I'm trying to see if I'm going to look up in cage match, but like you were saying, Bill, Lollipop took a hell of a beating.
Yeah, she's been taking some beatings lately. I'm feeling for the Lollipop here.
Poor Lolly, man. Just can't get a break.
All she's trying to do is earn a few bucks in the cage.
Just hanging out, you know, being a loyal cage dancer, and she's just getting beat up for her troubles. Like, what the hell is that all about?
Yeah,
you know?
You got to protect the cage dancers. Where's Impact Management? Where's TNA? Well, who's in charge back there? You have two different shirt color securities, and you can't protect the cage dancers?
Yeah, sons of bitches.
Miller says Daisy Hayes wrestles on the pre-show next week.
I'm looking at it right here.
So she was around.
Daisy Hayes wrestled on the pre-show the week before this, and she wrestled on the
which is really weird if you think that was her and it winds up not being her, and she was there these couple weeks.
That's funny because I think it was because she wrestles on the pre-show, the Explosion, that was before the week before. How about this match though? It's look at this match from July 2nd. This is the week prior. Alexis Lurie and Julio De Niro defeat Daisy Hayes and Matt Sydal on July 2nd.
Well, we saw Matt Sydal last week.
Mm-hmm. And then you have then Daisy Hayes, Nurse Veronica and Daisy Hayes have a match on Explosion the following week.
Well, that's who she was just with. So you almost wonder then if that is the case.
I think it's.
You're probably right. I think you got that, Trent.
But it's weird that they set up like her on the main show, but she doesn't do it. She doesn't actually do anything on the main show. That's really interesting. I'm curious what that's all about. That's weird. I think it was her. I saw her. And I go, it looks a lot like Daisy Hayes. You know,
that sounds like as good a guess as any to me. I'm willing to run with it.
I love Daisy Hayes. I was a big fan.
Fake wrestling news be damned.
Fake wrestling news be damned. I love Daisy Hayes. I was a big fan of hers when I was really like seeing her around Chicago a lot. She was fun, man. She was one of the, I'd say, early female indie darlings. She was, man. She truly was.
She was like the female wrestler on the indie scene that like people knew around the country. Like she was getting that reputation.
And she got out early though. Like she's been gone for about 5 years. No real reason either. Like she was gone. And I don't know why. I don't know what.
Did she go? Did she become a trainer or something?
She did not become a trainer.
No.
She just left. I think she went to go into like some other business or something. That's it. Just left wrestling, but left it really suddenly. You know, I'm trying to see what her last match is. Shimmer 2015, October of 15, and it's her, Daisy, Kelly Skater, Lexi Fife, and Madison Eagles against Kimberly, Impact Knockout now, Lacey, and the Canadian Ninjas. That was her last match. It was Shimmer 79 in 2015. So she's been gone for 6 years.
I'm completely oblivious to who this is, but
she's cool. She was like a hippie gimmick, you know, real like this hippie gimmick, real fun, real likable chick. Rex thing she's on, it is Daisy Hayes. That's what he's saying. She's on next week's show.
Okay, there you go.
So I'm guessing she doesn't have a match though. She still comes out, but no match because it's not in her cage match. She actually has a match, so she probably gets involved.
They'll at least let the fans know, commentary something. At least say who she is or
yeah. Okay, cool.
Well, here's a full circle that I think might be true. Her last match in Impact when she returned in like 2008 was against cheerleader Melissa.
Did she come back to Impact?
In 2008, it looks like she did a return for like one match.
Where, like on the show, on TV?
On TV, it looks like.
Get out of here.
May 2008.
Looking at it right now. Daisy. Yeah, there it is. Cheerleader Melissa. Impact number 201, Universal. Fuck, how about that?
So she came in under a cheerleader gimmick, and she left against a cheerleader gimmick.
Against cheerleader Melissa. Another one who I used to love, cheerleader Melissa. What happened to her?
She was fantastic.
She kind of slowed down, huh? Like she's not. Once in a while she'll pop up with like some really hot photos, and then like, and that's it. I don't know if she's wrestling anymore. I don't know what she does, but crazy. She was another good one from that era, like one of those top females, man. She was also for Impact fans. She was Raisha Saeed. Remember that?
Correct.
She was.
That's what I remember doing last. That was her last run in Impact, right?
She did I think she did some stuff as cheerleader Melissa after that. She did it like as a second character. You're not supposed to know the other one was me kind of thing. And she showed up on one of the knockdown.
Oh no, that's when she was Alyssa Flash.
Alyssa Flash, that's it. But I think she did something as cheerleader
Alyssa Flash. That's
wow. That's cheerleader Melissa.
She was on a Knockouts Knockdown.
She was
Alyssa Flash.
She was okay. Yeah, Alyssa Flash, man. So there, yeah, cheerleader Melissa, J-Bone. She's another classic from that era. Just kind of missed the big women's boom on TV. She would have been in it though, no question about it. Had that. I was always shocked they had her under the mask. I can never figure out why.
Well, she they wanted probably a good wrestler, and she was. Like, she could do that, and she I get maybe had the build they were looking for. But you're right, to hide someone like that under a mask seems like a waste. But we've seen that a lot over the years.
And she was pretty. I thought she was a good looking girl. Like, there was no reason to hide her, and I was kind of shocked that they put her under. And it was a real like full cover. I mean, she was wearing a burqa. You know, like she was a full cover.
Oh, I remember. Yeah, in fact, I was watching some highlights. In fact, today they put up a highlight of Awesome Kong versus Taylor Wilde when Taylor Wilde won the Knockouts championship, and whatever her name was, cheerleader Melissa was at ringside when she was all covered up in the other gimmick. Yeah, she was there. Yeah,
well, you know her from Lucha Underground. She was Mariposa, the sister of dare I say, was it Ricochet's sister, Prince Puma?
Oh yeah, it's a little fuzzy.
It was one of the. She was the sister of one of the. Marty the Moth, who was, I think, feuding with Prince Puma. That's what I'm thinking. Prince Puma.
Yeah, Marty the Moth's sister was cheerleader Melissa. Yeah,
that's funny, huh? Interesting stuff. So we'll see where that goes next week. We get a Chris Daniels video package. They're really selling the old. They're selling the classic Fallen Angel now. At this point.
Then it was fairly new.
Oh yeah. At that time, it was the thing. You're right. But so they're pushing that a lot at this point. Elix Skipper comes out holding a scale, and he calls out a bunch of big sports names around that time. Says he's pound for pound the best in the world. He keeps saying pound for pound. That's his thing. Pound for pound. He's at the scale with him. And then this music hits. People don't recognize it at first, but it's the return of Amazing Red coming back. So that was pretty cool. See Red back and get that little Heroes pop. Red comes in. They go for a match right away. Super solid. A lot of action. Red super over. It's like he never left. Like he's over his shit. But Elix does win by he nails him with a scale. Like, that's a first. He hits him with a scale. Oh my god! Like, it takes him out. And so Red goes down on this one. So I try to remember. I mean, today does allude, right, that he's been in Japan. He's on tour. That's why he hasn't been around.
He's gone for 2 months.
Yeah, he was gone for 2 months.
But I think he got hurt over in Japan.
Yeah.
That's what happened. He had that knee injury, I think.
He's always had some problem like that.
I think that may have been his first, though. I think that was maybe his first major injury in Japan.
That was the big one, and that was the first one, and then the big one happened later on, and he was never the same. After that second one, it took a lot for him to come back. He's great. He's still great. No question about it. Even today, like, he can still go. But it was that there was something about that major injury that he ended up having that just took a little bit out of him around like a year from at this point or something, which we'll see. But it's still, I mean, it's classic Red. I mean, he did wrestle a little more careful in this one, though. I could see that. You know, coming off the injury, you could say he's a little more reserved. He wasn't really doing a lot of that float and flying stuff he would do. He was a little more tactical, I would say. So
he sold a lot more.
He did. Yeah, he kept it on the ground more in that sense. We get part 3 with those awesome graphics of Sting behind the paint bill. Awesome. Like the
fantastic.
The fade and face. Anything to note in this one? You got anything you want to?
This one, they kind of, let's see, because they've been talking a lot. They talk about the NWA title now, since they're obviously putting that over.
Yeah.
Him first winning that, I think in 1990.
Yep.
So he talks about him. Then he talks about the promotion, like WCW obviously being number 2 until they became number 1. Mm-hmm. Then he does talk about the rafters. And I guess Sting says he really wouldn't do that today, go in the rafters.
Yeah.
Then they tease that there's obviously going to be another part next week.
So Sting. What does Sting say? Jay, my sphincter was tightening up when I was up there.
Oh yeah, just terrified. Yeah, and I think he's something about next week is going to be him cleaning up and finding the man upstairs.
Yes, he does allude to that. Yes,
but this was part 3, I believe. Right, this was the third one. So it's a 4-parter.
Who needs matches? You got behind the paint.
Got behind the paint with Sting. Man, that's. Remember,
keep in mind, dream.
I was happy. We all know that. This was interesting. And Rex is noting an interesting thing here. They were practically doing shoot interviews back in the day. I mean, that's kind of what it was. He was shooting on stuff. Nobody was talking about. I mean, he was exposing a little bit.
Yeah, we got to think of this episode. We get Sting behind the paint.
Mm-hmm.
We get that Kid Cash with TNA. And later we're getting the interrogators. In one show. That's a lot of shoot.
We do get the interrogators visual. I think the J-Bone loves to do. J-Bone, next time we meet up, we got to do the interrogators pose. Actually, no, you two would be much better doing the interrogators pose. Yeah.
Back to back.
Yeah, just back to back. The interrogators. That'd be awesome. We have Don Callis, VP today. He was what was he called? He was corporate advisor back then, and he reversed himself as Don Callis, MBA.
Cocktail hour, brother.
That's right, same guy. It blows my mind. I'm like, fucking this guy is the fucking VP of the company, pulling all the strings on TV right now. It's going on. Unreal, unbelievable.
Invisible hand the whole time.
It tells you guys. You never know who's going to be nice to everybody because you never know who's going to be on top 20 years later. 20 fucking years later, he's on top. J-Bo, how old is Don Callis? What is he at right now?
Oh, gosh. I don't know.
I know his wrestling career ended early. I know that because he did not wrestle for too long. Like he was not in-ring active he's 57. And so around this time, I mean, he's
late 30s,
39, 40 years old at this point. So he's around he's our age, Bill. I mean, so consider this, like his wrestling career, he debuted in 89 in wrestling. So he was 27 debuting. So he was still 27 when he debuted, and he was out. I mean, I know he wrestled a handful of matches in the WWE. Like I don't know if he got hurt or what happened there, but it was like a few. Then he was out. Then he went to Cyrus the Virus, and that was he was done wrestling. I think his in-ring career is like 10 years tops. That's it. And but anyway, he got out. I know ACW ended. He got out, did a couple of indies. Then he actually did get the NBA thing as a shoot. Like he really did.
Oh, he had an MBA.
Yeah. He has an MBA. He went into business. He does some investing. He was like senior. He was like advising for like the government in Winnipeg and stuff. So he's like, it's a shoot, brother. Cocktail hour, brother. It's a shoot. And so he comes back here and he does have Edward Chastain with him, the big man, 500-pounder, who I did find on Instagram, and I tagged him in the last week's cover shot, which he did like. Yeah, I'm like, of all people, we found fucking Edward Chastain.
He's around.
He's still around. Chastain is still around.
Because he went, what was his name? Like Iceberg?
Iceberg.
Yeah.
Yep. That's his other. It's like.
Well, I didn't know. I thought it was Kenny Omega. That's what I put out there today. I thought it was a young Kenny Omega.
Can we do a side by side of Chastain and Callis and then Kenny Omega and Callis? Like Kenny
that's what I did. That's what I put out there.
Did you put out there today?
I put it side by side.
I was saying, you say Omega's lost a lot of weight, in 18 years. Wow. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Kenny's head on Chastain,
or just put them side by side and say, "Well, Kenny Omega's lost a lot of weight in 18 years." So that's funny.
Check out the Twitter. You'll see.
I'll take a look. He has the Hard 10 Cup with him, and he's talking about just kind of doing away with hardcore wrestling, all that stuff. And who interrupts him? J-Bone. J-Bone does the same dance this guy does every night when he gets off these podcasts, and he knocks on the door. And Mrs. J-Bone, honey, you up? And here comes the big wiggle. And Norman
Smiley.
Screaming
Norman Smiley.
My wife, Mrs. J-Bone, loves my big wiggle.
Take it. Cut his mic. I used to love when Bobby the Brain Heenan would correct Siobhan and go, no, Tony, it's Norman Smiley. Norman Smiley, who is a trainer now at NXT. He was a head trainer at NXT now.
I think he's been there almost the whole time.
The whole time.
He's been a long time. He's been there 10. Let's see. NXT was FCW, and I believe Norman was around back then. So this is going on 10 plus years.
Yeah, Norman
with them.
And I think when Hugh Morris got let go. I think Norman took over, lead trainer. So he's there. So he's a great talent. I mean, he's a great wrestler too, Norman Smiley. So he knows what's up. Kind of a fun whatever back and forth. Nothing too crazy. He does hit the big wiggle. He does get the booty bump in there. And but Chastain, I wrote this down now. Chastain wins with what he calls the ground zero splash.
Yeah.
Did you guys catch? Now this is 2003. Okay, like I my notes literally said, "Is this too soon? Bad name."
Oh, you're talking about New York Ground Zero, 9/11.
We're not even 2 years at this point because this is July of 03. And I'm thinking that's a little. I mean, to call it your ground zero splash in a year and a half ish since that happened, I thought that was a little weird. I was like, oh shit, I didn't expect that. But
I would hope maybe he just had that name prior.
I'm assuming it's prior,
and he didn't change it.
Probably is what it was. That's about. It was a quick one, quick swash. Then they're basically the crowd was chanting for the Sandman. I think they're leading back up to that. So, all right, now we got your interrogator segments here. This is you two now, Bill and Jay Will, and the guests, America's Most Wanted. This was it wasn't anything groundbreaking on this. I just wrote down were they kind of having little differences a couple times where like
yes.
Harris was like, "What are you talking about?" I was like, "Come on."
Yeah, they were leading it. It's like, why are you going that way? Like James Storm 4 to 5 times went, like his answers. Like, what are you talking about?
Definitely not the best acting, but yeah,
but not the best.
Storm was kind of ribbing Harris, like talking about he was asked Jack Daniels or Jim Beam, and then said something that Harris can't handle his Jack.
Yeah, can't handle the Jack.
Yeah.
He's like, one time. He's like, one time.
Yeah, so there was. I mean, I don't think it was anything like questionable. It was just them ribbing each other a little bit,
It was weird though because they already played the breakup angle up a lot. I'm like, are you guys doing it again? You like still have differences, and I'm like, come on, are we still doing this with these two? The one that got Harris to kind of flip was when he's like, he talked about like some cowboy stuff, and he's like roping rats. That's what he called it.
That's the one that I took away from it.
And then Harris looks like, what the fuck are you talking? Don't say that.
Rats.
You're like roping rats, daddy, or something. I was like, oh shit. That was it. It wasn't nothing too revealing.
Nothing crazy.
It was a very tame interrogators, I gotta say.
Clint Eastwood or
John Wayne.
John Wayne.
Yeah.
And then it was like, oh, Clint Eastwood. And then the other one's like,
It's like Eastwood, really? Like it was like they're trying to show it's like they're the odd couple. That's what I think they're trying to play that up.
Yeah.
It's like
still a little. Yeah, I mean, James Storm is obviously more loose and more giddy, and Chris Harris here is a little more stiff, I guess.
Yeah, Oscar Madison, Felix Unger is what they're going for here.
Yeah,
exactly
I never heard of no cowboy named Clint Eastwood.
We get Glenn Gilberti out there with the New York connection comprising of Simon Diamond and the Swingman Daddy. Which,
I want my pizzles back.
Looks exactly the same today as he did then. I think he looks more jacked today, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, he looks. Yeah, he really does take care of himself, and he was on fire here. He really was.
He calls out Borash. Glenn calls him out. Johnny Swinger calls him out, saying,
"You guys swing?"
He wrote an article about them on the website, which I used to go to. I used to read that website every day. Basically calling AMW the best team in the company, and he's like, "What is this crap?" And then Glenn says, "We're gonna make you eat your words," and they literally take the article and shove it in his mouth. And then Borash pops Gilberti. Just pops him in the face. They start going after him. AMW makes the save. They beat down AMW, but they demand a title shot. But this is interesting though. They kind of transition this into 2 segments here. They get that out of the way. Title shot gets set. And then Raven comes out to kind of help break it all up.
Yeah.
And he starts going after New York Connection, right? He starts beating them down to clear house a little bit. Actually, no, I might take that back. AMW kind of takes them out of the ring a little bit, like battles them out.
Raven actually rescues AMW.
Yeah. And
because AMW is outnumbered, and then
they take out the two. They kind of take him out of the ring, and then Glenn's still in the ring, and that's where Raven kind of beats him down, right?
Well, they all clear out, and then Raven calls out Shane Douglas and James, Father James Mitchell.
Yeah, so it turned now you fully have transitioned because all the other guys peter out.
Right.
AMW drags the other two out. Glenn gets beaten down. He drags out, and then he calls out Shane and Mitchell, and they come out. And he calls them out to. I think he challenged them to Clockwork Orange House of Fun match, right, Bill?
Yeah.
Who booked this?
You did, James Mitchell. No, I was kidding. But Raven and Shane start brawling, but we get a return here, Bill. A guy we were just talking about, too. We got a run-in return for the father. I mentioned this.
Oh yes, we get the disciples are back.
They're back, which is cool. Which is really cool to see them back.
And speaking of being back, J-Bone, I don't want to break your news a second time tonight.
Oh, it's okay.
All right.
We were talking about this earlier. Go ahead.
Yeah, your favorite female roving reporter, Goldilocks, an interview with our guy Slash. He's back.
Slash, aka Wolfie D from PG-13, but Slash at the new church resurfaces,
which is good to hear. Last we heard, he was not in good condition,
right?
And then there was like no more updates. It was like, okay,
yeah.
So I want to check this interview out. I have it downloaded already. I subscribe to the Russo brand, and she's on their network, and I have it downloaded. I can't wait to listen to it. I would love to know what he's up to, and I would love to get him.
Maybe that's a sign. Maybe hey, we have the golden connection. Maybe
we do. J-Bone worked that magic, but I would love to see him on here. It'd be great to talk to him because he's such a big part of that early TNA, especially the first 3 months. Like he is on every show, everything. New Church is dominant over there, right?
Yeah. As far as we always put over the tag team division of this company, and no matter where you're talking about now, you're talking about back then. The tag team in the X division has always been a very important piece in wrestling history, and the New Church is absolutely, of course, with James Mitchell. And there's been a few different inceptions over the first calendar year or so. A couple, this guy's in, this guy's out. Malice came in. Was he still alive at this point, or did he pass away later? I'd have to look up. But
who's this?
Malice.
Malice.
Malice was a part of him for a while.
Malice dies in November of the year we're watching.
Okay. So about 6 months later, but
he's gone. Yeah. He doesn't make any resurfaces.
He doesn't come back. No, he had that one run-in back for like that 2-week stretch, and then he was gone. I think it was Japan because he dies in Japan. So I think he's Japan, and then he's done. Yeah. But go ahead. Yeah, to finish your thought there, Jay.
But yeah, it was exciting to see the New Church return. Of course, they're heels here because they're with Shane Douglas,
yes,
as part of the New Church, and so they bloody up Raven. They just destroy him, and then we find out later they're running down the card for next week, and Raven, Punk, and I believe Julio De Niro,
correct,
are taking on the New Church next week, which is Slash, Brian Lee, and Shane Douglas. So I can't wait to see that.
They do that. They do the toe hold on the chair to Raven, I think 3 to 4 times. And
it was definitely twice, if not more. Yeah.
Yeah. Mitchell's mocking him, and he's like, what do you think, Raven? Oh, you think you guys still got it? And Raven's like, go to hell. And he's like, nah, you first or something. They're torturing Raven here. So I think we're coming up on the famous hair carving that happens. That's coming up soon. So I'd like to see that, and I do want to get Dave back on for that one. That's a classic one too. So he'll definitely get back on that one for sure.
Dave!
He'll be on there. He'll be on the head shape, because that out to this day, you watch the clip of Jim Mitchell carving Raven's head. I mean, literally scalping him. It's you'll never forget it. And apparently it was a shoot because he went the wrong way on the clippers, and it just literally carved his head. Oh my God, brutal.
And then do we not see something like that in the company until EC3 and Spud?
Yeah. I think he went the right way though.
He went the right way.
But we get Legend in the back. He hypes his match with Scott Hudson. Then we go to Legend, Joe Legend, who's just going by Legend at this point now.
Might as well be Team Canada, Joe Legend.
Basically, taking on Jeff Jarrett. Jarrett attacks Legend during his entrance. Russo later on interferes, causes Legend to hit. Russo gets involved, and he gets Legend the bat, or I think he hits Jarrett with the bat, and Legend wins the match. I didn't see that coming at all. I mean, the way Jarrett's booked here, I didn't see Jarrett laying down for Legend. Jay, I mean, I didn't see that happen.
This was a squash match. If Jarrett was ever in a squash match, this was a squash match. This was just over 2 minutes. I was surprised, but there's not a lot of time left in the show at this point, because you still got D'Lo Brown with Russo for 5 minutes, and that's just ugly. But man, I gotta say, I really wish there was like more of Joe Legend around, because he is just a beast here. I mean, he really is. He really stands out.
He didn't do too bad, man. He did not do too bad here. I don't know why these matches were so short, but he's not bad, and I could see something going on. But Jarrett putting him over was a huge endorsement. I'm curious where that was intended to go after this. We'll see it, but I'm surprised he's not a bigger part of the company, put it that way. So we'll find out. But Legend wins over Jeff Jarrett. Rare.
Yeah, mark this episode, because you're not going to see this often in the history of TNA.
Yeah.
Jeff Jarrett, first of all, putting someone over, someone new, and in so quick of a match. It's just,
yeah,
it's all the check marks of a non-Jarrett match.
Very much so. I was like, man, this is I didn't see that coming.
You almost wonder at this point, are they reacting to Super Jarrett?
I think so.
By the fans.
I mean, you're a year in here, year plus, right? Those talks have started at this point. People have started saying this stuff on the message boards and whatnot. So that talk is happening.
And the crowd turned on him.
The crowd turned on quick. Yeah. Big time they did. And then it split for a while, and they turned back. It's very up and down. Nobody really knows how they feel about Jarrett at all. So this might have been one of those things. Like you remember when Hogan put Kidman over? Like out of nowhere, and it was like, see, I'll do jobs, brother, but like it was like, that's bullshit. You wouldn't job to fucking Randy Savage, but you'll job to
that's the thing. You'll job the Joey Legend here.
Yeah, that's the idea, right? You'll job to Joe Legend to show that you're a team player, but you won't job to a guy that makes sense to job to.
A guy that won't be here in another couple shifts.
Right. So it's like that's the kind of bullshit that would piss people off. But,
yeah, not AJ Styles, the future of the company.
Right. Just stuff like that. Russo in the back with Hudson, and he's affirming right here. He goes, Jarrett, let's just reaffirm one thing. Jeff Jarrett is out of the picture. He's not in the title picture. Back to the bottom, back to zero. Get that clear. He's like, what about your match? He's like, it doesn't matter about my match.
Whoa. Hold on.
Run in right at the main event here. Right at the main event, he's coming in here.
Oh,
bring him in.
Coming in hot.
I think he'll like the main event here. Look at this guy.
Main event time. Main event scumbag. Hello,
main
everybody.
Event scum.
Hello, Impact Nation, Squad, Tribe. How's everybody? Feel good to see it.
Scumbag!
He's here. Kyle, you made it right for the main event. Listen to this.
He already gets on the show and he does coke. Oh, wait, that was a Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola. Oh, yeah.
J-Bone, that's a beautiful headband. He's going the tie-dye gimmick tonight. Very nice.
He's going for the superstar Billy Bone.
Well, I gotta match the merch, It's...
very nice. Very nice.
The main event on this one, Kyle, listen to this. As a result of a match earlier, D'Lo Brown gets 5 minutes with Vince Russo in the ring.
Hey, Vince Russo, how you doing?
There you go. How you doing? Let's put.
Hey, KL, we were catching up with you, on the after dark, if you will,
this morning.
Have you been back to the pizza joint? How's Pizza Guy doing?
I have not been there since. What am I going to go back for? I had the experience. I tried the pizza. We had Vince Russo on the show. We talked. The pizza was good. It was a solid half-hour drive, but the pizza was good.
Yeah, there you go. I'd like to go check this place out next time.
You got to go once, just for Vinny Roo. Even though we got thrown off the brain.
We did get thrown through. We could FaceTime old Russo from the place and say, "Hey, look at this! Look where we are! Check it out!" All right, Cal, we're gonna do the main event here.
Got to do it.
He's got the this is not throwback material you're wearing there, Cal.
It's a throwback at this point, Trent. It was about a year ago.
That's true. That's very true.
I'm gonna bang his wife.
I could file an injunction.
Ace Austin.
There goes the grits.
Ace Austin, when this show we're reviewing, Ace Austin was 5 years old. When Chris Sabin was
little scumbag.
Isn't that crazy? When Chris Sabin was the goddamn X Division champion, Ace Austin was starting kindergarten.
I don't know where I'd be without your wisdom.
Exactly. All right, we get the 5-minute match. This is Buck Wilde, right? This is Buck Wilde. They bring that cage in there, like the little security cage. They bring that in. It's a 5-minute interference. D'Lo handcuffs. So Siaki runs in. D'Lo handcuffs Siaki.
Is this the start of King of the Mountain? That cage.
Basically, it's what it is. He puts AJ Styles in that cage, locks him. Sky high on Trinity, takes her out. Legend gets knocked out, but numbers advantage eventually. They all beat up D'Lo. There's a mock pin on D'Lo at this point by AJ. Massive D'Lo beatdown. But the crowd is so into D'Lo Brown. It's blowing my fucking mind here, guys. It's unreal. J-Ball, they're so into him at this point. It's like, I can't believe I wrote down, how did he never get the title? How did he never get the belt at this point?
He's absolutely a top guy. I mean, I understand why he didn't, and it's probably just bad timing because AJ really hasn't had it for a long time at this point. I mean, who else has he defended it against besides D'Lo at this point? Because I'm a little rusty because we were, inconsistent over the holidays. So someone please refresh my memory.
Yeah, Rex can throw that in there.
Yeah, Rex will be on top of it.
Yeah, he's only had a few defenses. He's only had a few defenses, but even still, I just don't know how D'Lo.
Did Jarrett technically get a rematch?
Jarrett got a rematch, but he's saying Jarrett's why he never got it. Jarrett's why he never got it. He never got that title. It's crazy to me though. He's so goddamn over. But they just set it up for next week. I mean, it's AJ and D'Lo next week, and we went off the air with this. It's a massive beatdown. Hang on, Bill, you got anything on this one? Anything to add? Anything we might have missed? Detail? Any specifics?
Yeah, we see. Obviously, is to get over this new. You want to call it the Russo faction, not Sports Entertainment Extreme, though.
He called it something, but I don't think that's an official name. He said something, New York style.
Hey, Vince Russo, how you doing?
He's like, that's New York style. That's what I call New York style.
Well, we see once again Trinity take a beating in this.
She did. She took that sky high from D'Lo.
Yeah.
And then they all beat
D'Lo. Like he was super D'Lo in there for a while.
One of the newest voices of Impact Wrestling, D'Lo Brown. He's having a new chapter in his career. Hey, sidebar, how do you guys think D'Lo's doing so far?
Fantastic.
Perfect fit. Him and Striker is a good team. I'm going to miss Josh Matthews, and it's been a while with Don Callis, but I'm on board for Striker and D'Lo. I think give him a chance.
Yeah, they're good, man.
DeLorean. We love DeLorean.
DeLorean Brown, man. That's the guy.
It's different to see D'Lo out there because he's not as don't take this as a cut, please. He's not as charismatic as Matt Striker gets, but he's a great guy to bounce thoughts off of, and it's going to take some getting used to because we're used to, if we're going to have a color guy, not to exclude Madison Rain, but I'm thinking first off like Don Callis. where he throws some heelish thoughts in there once in a while, a la Bobby the Brain Heenan, and that's not D'Lo. So it could be maybe they'll have D'Lo evolve into that, but he's been a baby face the handful of times we've seen him over the last couple years since he's really been back with the company, like on and off camera, that we've known he's been behind the scenes in production or whatever he's doing,
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe he'll evolve a little, but for now, I dig it. It's okay.
Yeah. We're just waiting for him to drop this line.
I have seen that penis.
It's happening. It's happening. But that's it. Went off the air. That's NWA-TNA number 54. They basically set up the heat for D'Lo and AJ next week, and that's it, man.
You guys have done 54 episodes of this podcast so far.
54 episodes, man.
My God.
Yeah, we're a little. I think we're a little behind because we were inconsistent over the holidays, like I said. But yeah, it's a new year for the company, and it's going on just over the second calendar year we've been doing this now.
Yeah, we lost like 2 weeks, Kyle, with the holiday. Yeah, we didn't do it over the holidays, but dude, it's we've aged. I was just telling J-Bone, we've aged over a year doing these together. 54.
Good work.
54.
I love it to see the start of some of these guys' career, like we were just talking about before you got in here, Kale, like Kazarian and Chris Sabin and
Callis. Don Callis, a young Don Callis.
It's the root of it all.
It's crazy, man. Crazy stuff. Now but that's it, guys. That's 54. And we're looking forward to that match. The AJ D'Lo match, from what I remember, and I'm starting to get a little flashbacks to it. It's a great match. When I remember, it's a really good fun because they've built it nicely too. So we'll be doing that next Thursday. But that's the end of it, man. Kyle, I know you didn't watch it, but
I just came to pop in and say hello to the listeners, Trent.
He's in the new studio. He got the new studio going on.
I was hanging out in the back. I didn't know you guys were going to throw me in. I did not watch this episode, but
he just came in to do a little.
Yes. Speaking of that, you guys have some Boston Market tonight? Did anybody stick to it?
I didn't get it tonight.
Bill did. Boston Bill.
They now have Nashville Hot, so I went to Nashville Hot.
Oh, shit. I totally forgot. It slipped my mind today. Totally slipped my mind.
Skyway style. Yes.
Damn.
Yeah, that was my version of being there in spirit.
I fucked up because last night I said I'm going to take a walk to it and get it.
BOGO deal, Trent. Buy one, get one free. How could you miss out?
I walked 4
miles. I have
miles.
one in the fridge right now for tomorrow.
Dude, I messed up because I walked my 4 mile exercise for the night, and
you go by the Boston Market.
I didn't even go by. I was like, it's funny I mentioned this. I was literally before I was finishing up work, and I look at I'm like, oh, what route should I take today? Forgetting all about our conversation last night, and I'm like, oh, I'll go this way. Not realize I could have just done two, go a little west and a little south, and I'm going to ride the Boston Market. I totally messed it up, man. Totally messed it up.
Well, I think we know what trended after the show.
This is the good stuff.
Some of that old country blend.
Oddly enough, I watched 3 episodes of Roseanne, and then I went to bed.
With Roseanne or without Roseanne?
No,
there's another Roseanne where she's dead.
Old school. I'm watching the original all over again.
Oh, that's where it's at.
I love the original.
Good stuff.
Great.
I don't care what anybody says. I love Roseanne.
Speaking of, it's not totally on brand, but it goes with TV shows, and I know that this is right up your alley there.
Yeah.
I saw Topanga is getting involved in like wrestling conversation.
Oh, she's been a wrestling fan. She's been a wrestling fan.
I did not know
Topanga. Up at the PWG shows. She's been on Twitter for a while with the wrestling tweets.
Yeah.
Okay, I did not know she was doing wrestling stuff. So maybe I don't know. You know me, I'm Kapowski 100, but
100%.
Absolutely.
But that Topanga's into the wrestling. That gives her a little. She gets a point or two now.
I recall because she was at PWG shows, like Kyle said. But I did like one of the FTR guys was there. She was dogging them. They were dogging her back, and the one dogs her back by putting up a picture of Kelly Kapowski and says, "Is this you by chance?" or something. So like basically letting her know like it ain't. I don't know the fuck you are. But but it was cool. But no, Topanga got in the mix today. She definitely got in the mix. But I'm watching Roseanne, OG show. And Jay, as a Midwesterner, that show is so accurate as a Midwestern fucking family, I can't even emphasize enough to you guys.
It is. It is.
I have a Midwestern question based on Roseanne.
Oh, here we go, J-Bone.
Are you familiar with? Remember that there's a time where they started diner, like they will open a restaurant.
Yeah, they do start at the loose meat sandwich.
What is a loose meat sandwich? Is that a delicacy of the area?
It's
loose meat
just a
sandwich.
Sloppy Joe? I assume it's like a sloppy Joe.
It's kind of the way to call it is it's served open face. Jay, how would you describe it? It's more like it's like shaved meats, right? It's like deli shaved meats.
That's my nickname back in the day. Loose meat bone.
Meat bone.
Jesus Christ!
My God, that's creepy.
Bill, it's more like
Jiminy Christmas.
It's like a bunch of shaved deli meat, served open face. That's the idea. Usually, you serve it open face. You close it yourself. But they serve it the open. So it's a bunch of fucking shaved deli meat on a sandwich.
So it's not one kind of meat. It's multiple.
No. It's different kinds of meat. It's just a bunch of meat. It's just a bunch of that. It's served to you with a little extra on the side. Also, just plopped on a piece of bread that can't handle it. That kind of thing. That's the idea.
So it's an open face, multi-meat sandwich.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Or it could be one style, but it's just shaved deli meat. Thicker sliced.
Shaved deli meat. All right.
Yeah. It's good stuff. Good. It's you can't find them too much anymore though. Loose meat. Yeah, there's sandwich shop chains everywhere now, right? Subways and Jimmy John's and
because I have traveled to the Midwest for wrestling shows. Yeah. And when I go dining, I've never seen a loose meat sandwich.
It's usually, if anything, it's called an open face sandwich now. If anything, they won't call it a loose meat sandwich. I think the name throws people off.
I say, I come up, I'll be like, I'm looking for the loose meat.
And they're like get your ass out. We don't have time around here, boy. Get the hell out of our diner. Nice. Miller Harris. When was the last time you had some good loose meat, Flash? Shit. Loose meat? Not since the 80s.
The 80s.
The 80s.
Oh, God.
Well, that's for loose meat. I mean, come on.
Everything was loose back then, baby.
It'd be the opposite back then.
This is too much even for me. It's got dark.
All right, let's get the hell out of here. All right, guys.
After Dark Part 2.
This is horrible.
Yeah, get this comment out here. All right. So, guys, that's Throwback. We'll be back next Thursday with episode number 55, NWA-TNA. So get your Impact Plus, subscribe, do your 30-day free trial. Watch with us. Rex, for example, watches all of them with us. Mark's watching. Mark will be on next week. He'll catch up. And people in the chat here who are watching with us. Watch along.
Hold on, Trent. While Mark is here in the chat and you mention him, I'd just like to say, boo-hoo, Taya Valkyrie's gone. Sorry, Mark.
I told him you wanted to.
You should have brought back for one night. Now we are loca.
Yeah.
Gone.
One more time, it's gone.
You were ahead of the curve.
Pathetic.
He was. But guys, we'll be back next week for 55 Sunday, the family dinner, Impact Plus Weekly. We talk explosion, some news, open forum topics. Kyle, you gonna join us for the family dinner? Or you
if everybody gets Boston Market, I'll join the family dinner. At least two of you get Boston Market. That's my rule. It's in my contract. I got creative control, brother.
We'll see what we can do. The next Tuesday, guys, the flagship show, Impact on Access TV, the breakdown, the review, post-show, the official, unofficial post-show of Impact Wrestling on Tuesdays. And there's no more pay-per-views this month. We're back to normal schedule. We're not going to beat ourselves down. J-Bone was walking funny. There were so many goddamn fucking podcasts this month. He was going out of his mind. So J-Bone, you can relax a little bit.
Up next week.
It's all Elite J-Bone.
Ollie J.
That guy lives to podcast.
There's a lot going on. A lot going on for the Bone. But back to normal schedule. So, guys, Sunday and then Tuesdays. Let's get our plugs in here. Will, where can they get you? Where can they find you?
Ribs at Mark's.
They can get me. I think Kyle put it up there.
Yes.
OnlyFans.
Front row Bill. Sweet pea.
OnlyFans.com/front row Bill.
Sweet pea subscription deal. Sign up in the next 10 minutes and you'll get a discount.
Loose meats.
Loose promo code. Loose meats. That's amazing. And this is disgusting. How did we get there? That's very dark. Even I'm thrown off by that.
We were talking about the Roseanne. They ran a loose meat sandwich diner. That's what happened.
Fantastic.
That was ABC primetime television.
That was highly rated primetime television. But OnlyFans.com/front row Bill. But no, really.
I'll tune in. I'll check it out.
Give your real one, Bill.
My name, William M. Gardner.
At
Twitter and the Instagram.
Instagram. There you go. J-Bone, plug your stuff there. Loose meat bone.
Meat bone. I'm going to take a quick break. Oh
yeah, you're going still on tonight.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Kyle,
that's right.
Don't leave the studio.
Wait, what's next for the Bonehead? What's Bonehead got going?
Kyle, you wanna join me?
What are you doing?
We're gonna bust out some J-Bone news on Smash This Podcast right after this. You can find me on YouTube and Twitch and all the socials, the Facebook, I'm wrecking my own gimmick. The Facebox, the Twitter box,
the MySpace.
And I don't have OnlyFans though. I'm a married man. No, I just no.
Whose uncle is this? If the 80s don't come back and get their uncle for real.
For real.
For reals. And also on Anchor FM, the audio, it's on everywhere. It's Spotify, Google Podcasts.
Jay, you on iTunes too?
That iPhone thing that I don't know what the hell.
I got to give Jay a little subscription here. All right, go ahead, Jay. Anything else?
In fact, that's where I get most of my listens is off of Apple Podcasts. No, it's Apple Podcasts.
Apple Podcasts. That's right. He's on
it's
there.
Like 5 or 6 out there. So yeah, it's.
I love it.
He's trying.
It's a Smash This Podcast, and underneath in all capitals, J-Bone. It's
too old for this shit.
I'm gonna give you a little subski there, J-Bone. I'm subscribed to the Bone.
Nice. 5-star review.
There's your 5-star review. Boom. All right, cool guys. And then Kyle, we're gonna get you.
KO on the mic on Twitter, of course. Slide in my DMs. As always, I don't tweet much on there, so you're not really getting much from me on my Twitter, but I do retweet stuff here on the show. So that's all you're gonna get from me.
You got it, guys. You can get me at Trends of Barry over on Twitter, Hemi Music Twitter and Instagram. Also, the show at We Talk Impact, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Type in Total Nonstop Impact, we come right up, or just We Talk Impact, all one word. Audio version of the show, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play, iHeartRadio, Tuner Radio, Spotify, Pandora, Amazon. Rate, review, subscribe. Twitch.tv/Total Nonstop Impact, ProWrestlingTees.com/Total Nonstop Impact, YouTube.com/Total Nonstop Impact, and Discord. The link is in the description. Join the Discord convo. All the party literally continues on Discord. I don't get in there much, but I see all you guys are in there. Jay, you're all in there holding court. Truck's in there. Mark, they're all holding court in this place. Elijah, get in there, guys. They literally continue the show in between days on Discord.
So it never ends, Fred.
Never ends.
Bring me fresh meat.
We want some new sign-ups in the Discord. We want fresh loose meat. Get it?
Fresh loose meat. I'm going to be divorced by the end of this month. I swear to God.
Guys, check out Hakeem's new article about the top 10 knockouts who first appeared at Knockouts Knockdown. It's a top 10 Impact knockouts who first appeared at Knockouts Knockdown. So he's doing more knockout themed articles coming up. So connect with Hakeem at Fullerton Hakeem on Twitter and get his articles. And propose that he writes for the Impact Wrestling website. That man should be writing for their damn website because they don't do original articles anymore. He needs to be doing it. He's already doing the work for them at this point. So get Hakeem.
Yeah,
tweet his stuff.
And doing it for Mark.
Like for reals.
There you go. That's for Mark.
Right, someone's got to replace Borash,
Hey, we'll go from there. But anyway, that's going to do it for us.
Can you get frosted tips?
Hey, let's take it easy. Let's not go too crazy here. Come on, man. Come on, man. All right, there we go.
I am not putting that comment on the screen.
Jesus. All right, guys, we're going to get out of here, everybody. Thank you very much. Have a great weekend, you guys. We'll see you Sunday. Be safe out there. Hope you enjoyed this one. We'll see you Sunday. And then don't forget the flagship show Tuesday. If you missed this Tuesday's show, guys, go back and watch it. It's on all the platforms. We did the Fallout from Hard to Kill. It's one of the most memorable episodes of Impact Wrestling of all time. Go watch it. Full show review is there, and it's all for your listening pleasure. So go check it out. Sunday dinner coming up on Sunday night. So keep tuned to We Talk Impact on Twitter for all the announcements. All right, guys, we're going to get the hell out of here. Everybody have a good weekend. Talk to you later. Thanks for joining us. See you later, everybody.